up? Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking all about heartbreak, especially in your 30s, because that's not something that I see talked about a lot, but we be going through it. So I'm about to do my nails. I have another press-on set from Kiss. This one is the Fantasy Velvety Effect, and I haven't tried this style. I mean, I've tried the almond, but like with the velvet look to it, I have not tried before. So we're gonna be doing our nails and we're gonna be talking about getting over heartbreak at this big age. I'm fully convinced that heartbreak in your 30s is worse than it is in your teens and like your early 20s. And my reasoning for that is because would you rather be feeling heartbroken in math class, or would you rather be heartbroken having to give a meeting and a presentation at work? Okay, because I think I would rather be in math class. Like, having to go to work with your heart broken is not for the weak. Oh my God, like, especially if you have a job where you don't have your own office, where you gotta be talking to people all day. So last year, no, oh my God, it's been over a year. Back in 2023 at the end of the year, I posted my video talking about starting over in your 30s. And a lot of you started following me after I posted that and have been so supportive, which I love y'all for that. And part of that starting over, my life, how old was I? I think I had just turned 34. Yeah, I had just turned 34. And, you know, I talked about like losing my job, stuff flying everywhere. I thought about losing my job. My relationship ended, y'all. I was down bad. Like, it was just too much to handle at one time. And I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I did when our relationship ended and how I managed, because it's such a struggle for me to have to deal with all of those emotions, and then on top of that, like, just dealing with everything else. The very first thing I did when we broke up is I booked a flight. Okay, I had to get out of here. My best friend lived in Dallas, and I booked a flight literally, I think, the next day to go down there and spend time with my friends, because I just needed to be around my people, you know, and take my mind off things and not like sit in my house and cry all the time, because I definitely did that, and I definitely cried on the plane. On the way down there, girl, I don't know, them people was like, what is wrong with her? But yeah, I was crying on the plane. And you know how they're talking about catch flights and not feelings. Yeah, well, I caught the flight and I was having feelings on the flight. And the reason why I bring this up going around people, because I think a lot of us in our 30s can be isolated in the way where it's like, you might, especially if you don't have like a big friend group, or maybe you live in a different city than all your friends and family, so you're like alone a lot. And I think having a community around you is really, really important. And so that's why I say, like, do what you got to do, like, go be around your people. And being in your 30s, especially like I mentioned, if you're in a new city or you're living somewhere where your family is not, or you just don't have a big friend group, we all know how hard it can be to make friends, new friends, you know, in your 30s. So the ones that you do have, like, and you cherish those relationships, go be around them, because it definitely helped me not crash out in the way that I might have if I was just like at home, crashing out and crying all the time. I knew that I needed to go outside. I need to go to brunch. I need to see my girls. I need to just be around my friends and not be alone. So my first piece of advice is go be where your friends are. And if you don't have the means to like travel at the moment, if they're not in your same city, then get on FaceTime, do a group FaceTime call, like lean on your community, whether that's your friends, your family, you know, just if you have someone you can lean on, do that. Because I know for me, like, I'm a very private person, and expressing to other people like when I'm going through stuff is hard for me. And I really had to get over that, because that's just not healthy, you know, to always hold in your feelings. Went to therapy. I had already been in therapy for a year at that point, and this, you know, new development in my life was definitely a topic of discussion with my therapist for a long time. Just, you know, talking through things and just figuring out what I want for my life, because it was just a heavy time. It was a really heavy time. I'm glad I had already established that relationship with my therapist, because we had been working together for quite some time. So she kind of already knew like the backstory of stuff and was very helpful for me to like talk through my feelings and be objective about things. You know, sometimes therapists can, you know, be only on your side, but I really like an objective opinion. While she was being objective, she also was like telling me like things, okay, these are things that you could have done, or how could you have handled things better, or, you know, like also holding me accountable, but then also let me know that like I wasn't crazy for feeling the way that I was feeling in the situation. Because, you know, when somebody tries to gaslight you and you start questioning things, like, you need that voice of reason to be like, no, you're not crazy, your feelings are valid, the reason why you feel that way, you know, the reason why you feel this way is valid. So that was such a big help. I recommend therapy to everybody. Like, even if there's not anything like crazy going on in your life, or you're not having like a big life change or whatever, just having another person to chat with that is not a member of your family, a friend, you know, they are truly going to be objective, I highly recommend. When it comes to social media, after you break up, I don't know what it is about TikTok, but they just know. The For You page is like literally in your brain, and it knows how you feel. And the tarot readings are gonna start the tarot readings are gonna start popping up. They're gonna start telling you, one, things you might not want to hear, or things you do want to hear, or giving you false hope, creating delusions. My recommendation: press not interested. Do not get into the tarot readings that are like, he's coming back, he's gonna message you in this many days, or, you know, your person is missing you. Like, girl, just cut it loose. Do not get on tarot TikTok. It seems like tarot TikTok just knows when you're going through something, and here they come with them readings. Avoid tarot TikTok as much as you can. Another thing that was a trigger for me, that I had to kind of cater or curate my For You pages on my social media, I found myself getting really triggered by couples content and like family content, because seeing everybody post like cute photos and on their vacation and like getting engaged and having their weddings, that was so triggering for me, because I'm watching people get everything that I want, and I just, you know, just ended a relationship that I felt like, you know, we were gonna get married. And so to see that in my face all the time was extremely triggering, and I'd be so upset, and then I would get in my feelings and be crying and be like, you know, why not me, and when is it ever gonna happen for me? And that was really unhealthy, because it just made the healing process take even longer than it needed to. So what I started doing was pressing not interested on stuff. There was a few pages, like few content creators that I followed that were a couples content, and I had to unfollow them for my own sanity, literally, because I was just not able to handle seeing it, which is, it sounds silly, but like it's real life. Like, that's just what it is. I wasn't able to handle seeing it. And so I did unfollow them, and like when stuff would pop up on my For You page, I would press not interested, because I just wasn't able to look at that stuff and not feel like jealousy when I saw it. Like, that was I was feeling very jealous, and then I was like also harping on like my own self-worth and wondering like, why am I not good enough to like have this life that I want? It's been over a year at this point, and I'm finally in a space now where I can watch that content again and not feel triggered by it. And I feel very happy and excited for those people when I see that type of content. It doesn't trigger me to feel jealous anymore. And one of the things I worked on to get to that point is just working on my own self-concept, working on my own like self-esteem, and really just reprogramming my beliefs around relationships. And I used to feel like when I saw those types of videos or types of content, I'd be like, dang, it's never gonna happen for me. Or, I'm gonna be 50 years old before I get married again. And now the way that I feel about it, I have changed my thinking to be like, when I see that type of content, or like I see engagements or I see marriages or people like starting their family, I'm like, okay, I am seeing this because I'm next. You know what I mean? Like, I can't remember how this saying goes, but it's something like, when you see everyone around you getting what you are believing for, what you're praying for, that means that God is in the neighborhood and you're gonna have your blessing next. So I'm like, that's how I think about things now. I'm like, cool. I keep seeing all these engagements. Y'all remember when I said I'm getting married this year? Getting engaged would be great. Getting married would be even better. I don't know who the groom is yet. And there's plenty of time to figure out who that might be, but I will be at the altar. Okay, I'm gonna be there. I just want to sidestep for 1 second and explain this ring that I have on, because a couple of you have spotted it out in my other videos and like, are you engaged? Are you like, what's going on? Like, girl, what's that ring? So I'm not engaged, you guys. This is not an engagement ring, but this is the engagement ring that I would like, this type of style. And so what I did was found it on Amazon, and I ordered it because I wanted to make sure, because remember I said I'm getting married this year, and I wanted to have a ring and wear the ring to make sure that I like this on my finger, because it's gonna turn into the real thing. So it is going to turn into the real thing. That's just my little manifestation. But really though, I've just been wearing this ring because I want to get used to seeing a ring on my left hand again. I want to get used to seeing a ring there. I want to make sure I like this style of ring because that's an expensive piece of jewelry, and I want to make sure I tell whoever proposes to me like what my thoughts are and like what kind of ring I would like. So that's the deal about this ring. I'm not actually engaged to anybody. I also took that time to really get to know myself more as a person and what I like and what I don't like. I tried new things, which I feel like we hear people say that. I feel like we hear people say that all the time. Go out, try new things, but it really does help, and it helps take your mind off of the situation that you're in. I really suggest just doing things that you've always wanted to do, whether you have a partner or a friend to go with you or not. I think it's not a bad idea to, first of all, I'm gonna do my nails right this time. I'm gonna start with my pinky and not my thumb. But I don't think it's a bad idea to just go try things by yourself. Like, what could it hurt, And you can also learn more about what you do like and things that you thought you might not like. Girl, you might like it. So during that time, I was trying like new workouts, and I leaned into like my content creation career, I guess we're gonna call it a career because that's what it is. I leaned into that more and just like tried new things with my content after I got laid off. I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? So I decided to lean into content creation full time. So that was a really nice distraction, because I don't have time to sit and scroll on my phone and be depressed if I'm using my phone to film content. And that really kind of helped me get ahead in some other areas of my life, and I'm really grateful that I did decide to do that. The other things I did was try new classes and like try just like different hobbies. So I got really into, which I'm still into, and I have one on my table right now, doing puzzles. To me, I love challenging things like that where I'm having to like use my brain and like concentrate. And I love doing puzzles. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna be that old lady that has a puzzle on her kitchen table at all times because they're just so fun to me, and it really like challenges you mentally because you're having to use your brain power, you know? I I got into puzzles. I was building Legos. Love building Legos. I haven't bought one in a really long time, but I think I'm ready for a new set because Legos are a little bit pricey. Like, what's going on with that? I don't remember them being that pricey when I was a kid, but I guess I am buying the adult Legos. Just find new hobbies and things that you enjoy to fill your time. That year, I took my very first solo trip. I went to Miami for my birthday because my birthday fell literally the week after my last day at my job, and I was like, dang, I don't know if I should like still go on my trip because, you know, girl, you don't have a job anymore. And usually for my birthday, I would spend my birthday with him. And I think, what was it, the past like 3 or 4 birthdays I had spent with him, and this was going to be the first year that I did not spend my birthday with him. So that was also like, you know, something that was on my mind, and I'm like, I don't want to not celebrate my birthday. I'm putting the nails on, you guys. I don't want to not celebrate my birthday just because I'm not spending it with him and just because I like don't have a job anymore. So I still went on my solo trip. I went to Miami, which I went to Miami because I've been to Miami a bunch of times with friends, and I've never been by myself, but I felt comfortable going there by myself because I had been there so many times, and I felt like I knew what I was doing and like where I was going. So it wasn't an unfamiliar city to me. And I went to Miami for my birthday. I did not think that I was going to enjoy myself because I was by myself, but I had so much fun. I think I was there for, I don't know, I think I was there for like 3 or 4 days, I want to say. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Go watch that vlog if you haven't. I posted it to share because I did vlog that trip because I was like, I have to remember this. And I had the best birthday. And now I definitely want to continue to do solo vacations because it's just something about traveling by yourself. Don't get me wrong, I love traveling with like friends and family and stuff, but doing a solo trip, that is a perfect time to like really just spend with yourself and do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Did not let my situation stop me from having a good time. I did something new. I did it by myself, and that was like a moment of growth for me, 100%. I think I'm almost done with this hand. These nails are cute. They really don't look sparkly until they're like, you look right at them. They're kind of muted a little bit. Then when I get done, oh my gosh, my hands look so wrinkly. When I get done, I don't put any like top coat on this because these don't really fade, but I do go in and like file them down a bit because they have that little piece on there that is sharp. I don't know why they do that, but you have to file it down. My nails are all done. I really actually like these. It's not like super stark white. It's kind of like a pearlized look, which is really pretty. So I might get these again. I really like how this looks. Last step is to put a little bit of cuticle oil on, but I'm gonna do that when I go upstairs because I don't have it in my little like nail basket here. No, there's no correct way to heal from heartbreak. You just have to do what makes sense for you and what feels right for you, and then eventually you'll get there. And now I'm in a space where I know not to let myself get to that point again because those were dark times. I'm so serious. Those were dark times. I refuse to go through a heartbreak like that again in my life. One was enough. I'm good. Don't get any more. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me while I did my nails. I think these came out so cute. If you have not tried press-ons, what are you doing? These were literally like $10, maybe $8, and I get a lot of mine from Ulta. Ulta always has a really good selection of the press-on nails, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.